Welcome to the Morning CFFL Edition Week 9 on the CFFL Network on YouTube. I'm your host today. We are going to go through what currently happened this past week in Week 9, kind of talk about some of the stuff, and then hit hopefully the thing that may have our highest ratings this week. We're hoping. Fingers crossed. And we are going to be international if we have someone watching in Australia, making it the #1 fantasy football show in Australia, perhaps. At least we can say that. Let's get to the action from the past week. First of all, this past week we saw the Kongs take on the Cardinals. Cardinals scored 130 as they moved to 7-2 and take down the Kongs, 130-69. Ryan Suckup and Carolina's defense had 25 points combined for the Kongs. However, Aaron Rodgers was injured during the game. Right now, they said it's a collarbone break. He'll be out a couple weeks. Don't know how long. That'll be devastating for the Kongs. Cardinals scored 11 touchdowns this week in a ridiculous week. First high-point win for the Cardinals since Week 9 of 2010, so 3 years ago. They scored 120 points, which was the record. Now this is the record for 1 week, although it does have an asterisk because it was with the flex. Next up, we also saw the Bone Storm take down the Gargoyles 50-22. Gargoyles struggled. Jake Locker is the only person who scored a touchdown. He had 9 points. Jason Witten led the Bone Storm with 12 as he wins without Peyton Manning this week. So they moved to 5-4. Gargoyles fall to 3-6, and their playoff hopes are fading quick. Garbage Men take down the Horn Dogs 89-76. Garbage Men move to 5-4. Horn Dogs fall to 4-5. Stephen Ridley had his coming out party, 18 points. Andre Johnson, best game in forever. He had 31 points, but not quite enough. Team LBM moved to 6-3 as they take down the Kongs 75-58. Take down the Sasquatches, I apologize. Gio Bernard, huge game for him, 16 points. Also, the Bears receivers each had a touchdown on Monday night. Sasquatches were led by Andrew Luck, but they were not able to pick up the win. Badgers moved to 2-7, pick up their second win of the year. They had a huge week, 90 points, take down the Donkeys 90-37. Russell Wilson had 19 points. Tony Romo led the Donkeys with 15. And finally this week, we saw the Black Dingoes snap their 6-game losing streak. They win 58-48 over the Bruisers. Tom Brady, not Tom Braid, had 26 points. Phillip Rivers had 15 points for the Bruisers. It was the upset of the week as the Bruisers were favored by 19 points. Now we'll take a look at the Player of the Week and some other things. For the second straight week, the Player of the Week is a guy who's not owned by anyone. This week, the Player of the Week, Napoleon Dynamite's look-alike, and there's some other pictures that look a little closer even than that. Nick Foles, 406 yards passing, 7 touchdowns. He had 38 points on the week. Huge week for him. Walk of Shame. At one point I had, it's a tough one this week. The Black Dingoes running backs. 17 yards rushing combined and 1 point due to Darren Sproles getting hurt. But the Dingoes did snap their 6-game losing streak, so it's not too much of a walk of shame. A couple other people I kind of considered. Arian Foster, he got hurt right away after one series. Aaron Rodgers getting hurt, so it's kind of a tough one for the Kong. So a lot of injuries this week, but those are the ones I chose. There was a couple different choices, so you guys can make your own. Also then, the Yo Bitch free agent pickup of the week. Nick Foles, 38 points. 3 out of the 4 games he started, he's had at least 11 points. The other one, he did get hurt during, so it's possible he would have had more. This week's Griff's Gripes takes a look at former UW coach Brett Bielema. And this topic was submitted by my dad. How about 0-5 in the SEC, Brett? Karma? Who would have guessed that Bielema would get outcoached in the SEC by the likes of Saban, Miles, and Spurrier? Oh wait, that would be every UW fan that watched him coach the Badgers for the last 7 years. Thank you, Arkansas. We owe you one. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good picture of Bielema. Pretty ridiculous. I don't know where they found that, but yeah. Let's look at the big games for next week. The 7-2 Kongs going to have a new quarterback next week. They take on the Sasquatches, who are 5-4, and the Bruisers and the Bone Storm, 2 5-4 teams, both scratching for the playoffs, are competing there at 5-4. Winner looks like they'll have a good chance to get in. Loser could be in trouble. Next week we'll also talk about the playoff picture. We'll kind of take a look at that. Break it down, look at schedules coming up, and then we can kind of go from there. So right now, it's kind of up in the air. 5-4 teams looking good. 4-5 teams still has, a pretty good shot. 3-6 really going to be tough for the Gargos to make the playoffs. This week we had a trade. Only one. Donkeys traded Matt Forte to the Cardinals for Trent Richardson and Victor Cruz. Well, it was a big controversy surrounding that, and my response will be following. The trade deadline, remember, is next Wednesday, so it's like at 10 in the morning. So you have be able to complete any trades in the next week. But also, for his analysis on this today, I have brought in a former Fox official. Well, he's a former NFL official, but current Fox analyst, Mike Pereira, to analyze what he thinks about the trade. I'm going to go get him. He's kind of shy. Come on, Mike. I'll have to see here. He's kind of shy sometimes. Whoops. Sorry there, Mike. Let's see here. You're kind of shy today. Don't want to be on camera. You're not getting paid enough, apparently. But Mike Pereira, we have the trade that happened this week. What do you think of it? Think it's okay? You think it's all right, huh? Well, there was the vote. Not that many people voted, but some people I talked to, they thought it was okay. I'm glad to hear that you also think so, Mike. I'm glad you also got rid of those trendy glasses. You're too old to wear something like that, So, I don't know, Mike. Anyway, let's kind of get into that. As some of you know, I am a little intense. I get riled up sometimes. But this time, there's a couple things that kind of helped me calm down. It really didn't last too long. My, people questioning my integrity, yada, 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 the integrity of the trade. Two things kind of helped me alleviate it. So we're going to go into story time. First one's laser tag. Barney Stinson and I, both enthusiasts, and if any of you other laser taggers out there know, there's a couple different ways you play. There's base tag. There's simple death match where you're shooting each other. Personally, the best way to play is obviously just shooting each other. Then you have freeze ray and all those other things. So those aren't my cup of tea. So after that, I went to go play laser tag. The only way I know how to relax. So I went there, and unfortunately, they were playing that game. I wasn't happy. I'm not gonna lie. Spent a lot of time complaining. Mostly just complain. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. It's not the right way to play. First game, there's 4 sessions in a game. First session was awful. Got beat, horrible score. Second game, I decided, well, since everyone's playing the same way, I might as well adjust, and I did. Ended up being okay. It was a lot of fun actually, because they were with other laser tag enthusiasts, and it was a lot of fun. Not my favorite way to play, but hey, it was a good game, and it was hard fought, so the next 3 games were a lot of fun. Also, when I left, just happened to get in the car, and what was playing? Song by Jay-Z. And you're wondering, why is Jay-Z on there? Well, he's kind of role model for me in the league. He's an empire builder. Jay-Z, he does it all. He's building empires left and right. And I just kind of thought, the song was Brush Your Shoulders Off. Haters hate. They're going to keep hating. My team's going to keep on, keep on keeping on. So, what you just got to do is when situations like that is, just brush your shoulders off and get ready to go. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what it is. He helps me get through those things. He's a role model for all of us. So, basically the message is, the train, hey, it's going to keep on rolling. I'm going to keep trying to win as I have for the last 20 years in the league. Trades, whatever. Trades, aren't going to be vetoed unless it's obvious collusion. Peyton Manning for Eli Manning straight up. Peyton Manning for Nick Foles. If there's anywhere money involved, we'll take a look at that. Any, hint of, well, we'll split the earnings if I win, that type of stuff. That's when we're going to veto. So the train's going to keep on rolling as it has for the last 20 years. There'll be minimal changes. There is one poll question up now. Very small scoring change, but there's not going to be any earth-shattering changes. It's going to keep going. So hopefully everyone wants to, keep on having fun. Go in there each year, just have fun. It's really what it is. We're not playing for that much money at all. So hopefully you can do that. If not, if it's just going to be, complain, and, it's, obviously if you're complaining, you're not happy about it. We hope you do stay on board the train, the CFFL train, but if not, nothing we can do. Brush your shoulders off, keep on moving. So, that's that. Please vote on the poll question. It's going to be up now. I think that's all the notes I have. So that's the show. That's my response. Next week we'll look at the playoff picture. Good luck to all. Thanks.